Hi everyone, welcome to THT, and today I would like to introduce my coaching service, which is going to be starting from today. So first question is that you might wonder is why am I going to start my own coaching service for Star Wars Unlimited? And the answer is simply because there's been a lot of people who've been asking for very personalized advice for their deck. A lot of people have been asking me for how can they improve their deck, what kind of deck should they play, and even some tips for playing certain decks. And the problem is that this kind of personal advice is extremely time consuming. Answering question by itself is very time consuming. I try to answer as many questions as possible on under my videos, but when people ask me for personalized for advice that require very a personalized answer, it becomes a lot more time consuming. And unfortunately, I've reached a stage where there's just too many people asking me for that kind of advice, and that is just taking too much of my time. So I need to kind of create a barrier where I can manage my time in a way that is that makes sense. So obviously, I'm still going to be answering easy questions that people are asking me on my YouTube videos. But if people want to have personalized advice for their deck, for what they want to play, for tips on how to play the game better, I feel like it would be more appropriate to redirect those people to a proper dedicated coaching service. And since this coaching service did not exist so far, it makes sense for me to create one. So another thing also is that whenever people ask me some questions, some that would require, I'm the kind of person who likes to really make very thorough answers. As you've probably seen, it's very rare for me to make a video that is less than 30 minutes. Even sometimes less than 40 minutes is hard for me to make videos like this because I like to give thorough answers. So when people ask me a question, it really takes me a lot of effort to not create a very long answer that would actually answer the question through and through. And unfortunately, when there's just so many people asking me questions and tips and advice for the game, I do not want to do a half-assed job. I do not want to make those to make superficial answers. And unfortunately, because there's so many of those questions, sometimes I have to do that. So basically, now the way I'm going to do things is that if people ask me easy questions or questions that are related to the subject matter, related to the video, I will answer them. But then if people ask me like questions that really require personalized help, I'm gonna say, hey, why don't you can book with me a session of a coaching session so I can actually properly answer your question. So when I'm talking about coaching session, what exactly are we talking about? So basically, it is a fully personalized coaching session, meaning that throughout the time that we've booked together, we can do anything you want. It's completely customizable. So one of the first things we can do is I can review your deck and I can give you deck building tips. I can I can give you tips so you can learn how to build better decks, or I can simply just tell you what cards I would remove, what card I would add into the deck. I can give you tips, and obviously I will be super transparent with anybody, which means that if it feels like it's an archetype that I'm not super familiar with, I will let you know about this. However, if it's an archetype that I'm very familiar with, I'm going to have stronger opinions and all that stuff. So the first thing we can do is doing deck reviews and deck building advice. The second thing we can do is obviously play together, and then we can even review the gameplay footage. So what I can do is like I can one of us can record the game, so then we can play together, and then we can review afterwards the gameplay, and I can go step by step on every play that you've made and see how we can improve, give you advice on the things that you could have done differently, and really try to learn together, and more importantly, give you really personalized and very specific advice on how to improve your gameplay. Um, in those coaching sessions, I'm not only giving you fish, I'm not only telling you you should play this or you should play like that. I'm also teaching you how to fish. I'm also what you can expect from me is that not only am I going to give you advice to like practical, easy to implement advice that you can apply to your gameplay right away, but I'm also going to give you general concepts and theory that will help you improve your gameplay on the long run and improve your decks on the long run. So how would that work exactly? So the first thing, of course, elephant in the room, how much will it cost? Well, first, I decided to go for a $20, 20 euro per hour, so 20 euro, 17 pounds, or $21. And so payable by Revolut. So the way that works is you book a session with me. We agree on when you want to play. We both agree on the time in which we're going to be playing together. So it's either going to be 1 or 2 hours. I'm not doing more than 2 hours in a time. If you want to do more than 2 hours, then it'll have to be a different day. We can even do half an hour, in which case it's obviously going to be half price. So it's basically 10 euro per half an hour. And the idea is that so the reason, so I understand that this is not going to be for everybody. Not everybody is going to be willing to pay for such servers, and that's completely fine. I understand that dedicated coaching session is only going to be something that is going to be for a minority of players who really want to go deep into improving their gameplay and are willing to spend a little bit of money to make that happen. So so for now, this is the price I've settled on. I've settled on this price. I basically looked at a similar coaching service that happens on other trading card games, and I've basically taken the lower end of that spectrum of price. So this is currently what I've settled on. Obviously, if you think that's too expensive, you can just let me know. But for now, that's what I'm going to be settling on. And yeah. So basically, once the first thing to do is first you're going to contact me on Discord so we can schedule the coaching session. So my name on Discord is Thork. I'm on the basically I'm on the official, not the official, but the main Star Wars Unlimited community Discord. I'm relatively easy to find. Because I'm part of the content creators. So you can just shout me a message from there, and then you can tell me. We can basically agree together on which hours. Keep in mind that I'm based in Europe, so I'm actually on the keep that in mind. So if you're American, it's very likely that the gameplay session is going to be for you either in the morning, on the afternoon, and yeah, and then together we can kind of set up like the preferred time for us to play together. So obviously I will keep answering the easy questions in the comment section. So as far as my YouTube channel, nothing at all is going to change. The videos are still going to be coming roughly at the same rate, and I'll keep answering as many questions as I can in the chat. But obviously, if you are going to be asking me questions that are very general, that are not related to the videos, and that requires very dedicated help, this is most likely I'm going to be redirecting you to the coaching service. So yeah, it does not change anything for my channel. So anyway, I know this offer and that kind of service is not for everybody, and only a very, very, very small minority will be interested in such service. But for me, it's going to be an important tool, so I can redirect people to that kind of to this kind of service when people are asking me questions. And because I do not like to ignore people, I do not like to ghost people, and I feel like to protect my time and to protect and to make sure that things are not getting out of control, I've had to ignore some of the requests because it was just simply too much for me. So at least now I have something that I can redirect people to, that they can go for if they want to have answers to those questions from me at least. Anyway, thank you so much for following that video. I hope that some of you will be interested in such service, and if not, don't worry about it. Nothing else is going to change on my side. Thank you very much for following, and I'll see you next time.